Faith family. Hello. Welcome to the Daily Connection. I'm David Turner. I'm a Connect Group leader here at First Baptist Church of Van Cleve. And once again, we're very happy that you have joined us today as we are reading through God's Word this year. We're using the One Year Chronological Bible, and each day we have about a 20-minute period of reading it. And you can follow our outlines, or you can get a copy of the One Year Chronological Bible. They're very inexpensive and it's easy to follow. You just turn to today's date and read. Today we read on. We're in Psalms. We're looking at Psalms 22 through 26. And looking at those Psalms, Psalms 22, keep in mind that these Psalms are praises and prayers to God. You see request here. You see the psalmist opening their hearts to God. Their needs, their concerns, their joys, their happiness. If you want to enlarge and strengthen your prayer life, look at the book of Psalms. It's full of prayers. Some of the Psalms are hard to understand because of the situation that the psalmist was in at that point. But other Psalms are just so very easy to understand and identify with and call our very own. Psalms 22, it's a story of someone who first feels God forsaken. God has forgotten me. He's forsaken me. What can I do? But in that same psalm, they then are God found, no longer God forsaken. And they are God filled as they seek their God, their Lord. Psalm 23, that psalm is probably the best known passage in the Old Testament. You've heard it probably since you were a child over and over again. It's a beautiful psalm. And it paints the picture of a shepherd taking care of his sheep. And David, it pictures the Lord as a disciple's shepherd, as a disciple's king, and as the disciple's host. And we're to be disciples of Jesus Christ. David was looking forward when he wrote many of the Psalms. He was looking forward to the promise God had given him of who was called the Messiah, the Son of David, Jesus. We go on to Psalms 24, and Psalms 24 was probably used at a time when they were bringing the Ark of the Covenant into Jerusalem. And we've read about different times when the Ark of the Covenant was taken by the enemy. The Ark of the Covenant was returned. The Ark of the Covenant was set up somewhere for a period of time where people could come to God and worship Him there. But this Psalm 24 very likely was used at the time when the Ark was brought to Jerusalem. Psalm 25, David grapples with the heavy issues of life. He's avoiding denial and affirming dependence. Now, if he's the king of Israel, who could he be dependent on? He knows he must trust God in the face of his troubles and in the face of troublemakers. Face God. And then finally, Psalm 26, 27, 28, all of them mention the house or sanctuary of the Lord. Because public worship in these three Psalms is the central interest. The Bible teaches us that worshiping corporately is important to our life as a disciple. If we are to seek God, if we're to seek His will in His Word, if we are to live according to His will for our lives, part of that is corporate worship. And that's what we see in these Psalms. Structurally, there are four intermingling prayers and proofs that reveal the psalmist's passion to worship the Lord in spirit and in truth. That's how Jesus told the Samaritan woman at the well. He says, the Jews have worshiped at the temple, the Samaritans have worshiped on the mountain, but he said, it will come a time, he says, as a matter of fact, it has come, that you will now worship God, not at a place, but in yourself. You go to gather with others, but you worship in spirit and in truth. John chapter 1, verse 12. But as many as received him, to them he gave the power to become sons of God, sons and daughters of God, even to them that believe on his name. Jesus gave us power to become sons and daughters of God. Let's live accordingly. We should live sent to take God's word, the good news of Jesus Christ, to a lost world.